thought I would do a bit of an update. My opening line to every one of these videos. It's been about a couple of weeks now. I think at my last update I was talking about the fears that I had about the pregnancy and stuff. Well, those fears were realized on the 16th of November. Today is the 30th. So on the 16th of November I went in to the clinic for a scan, and they told me basically that there was no baby, that I was miscarrying. They didn't see any sac or anything. So for the previous 2 weeks to that, when I was bleeding, that was me miscarrying basically. I got a blood test done on the day to check my hormone levels. They got back to me a couple of days after, and my HCG was at a 14. So I then 2 days after that took another blood test to make sure that numbers were decreasing, and got the results back from that, and it was below 0. So yeah, miscarriage number 2 in 1 year. At that point on the 16th, I guess I would have been about, I don't know when I miscarried. I think I miscarried quite early on, probably at the 5 weeks mark. That's when I think I started bleeding. So yeah, it's taken me a couple of weeks to get back and do an update, because obviously I was devastated. Devastated but not hugely surprised, I guess. I was hoping that the bleeding was just spotting, but it wasn't spotting. It wasn't heavy. The thing is, it wasn't heavy every day. It was just a little bit of bleeding every day, a little bit of bleeding every day. I think maybe because it was an early miscarriage, it wasn't the full-on bleeds that I've had in the past and the full-on cramping. So that's what made me think, oh, maybe it's not a miscarriage. It was just a little bit, but often and consistent. And it wasn't like light pink, it was blood. But it was I would fill a pad a day, I would say. And so I thought, oh, maybe it's not. But I think I knew deep down that I was having a miscarriage. I was just hoping that my prayers would be answered, but they weren't. Where am I at? I'm trying my level best not to cry, because I don't want to be on here crying every single time, but I'm not great. I just don't know anymore. I've started trying to lose some weight, because that's all I can really focus on right now. I'm still taking supplements and my vitamins and whatnot. My husband wants to try again, but obviously with a different clinic. I just don't know. I obviously will try again, because I don't want to give up. My heart doesn't want to give up. But I'm tired of the pain and the thought of having to start all over again, somewhere new at this age. I'll be 44 by then. And it's like, am I flogging a dead horse? do I just need to accept that our marriage will be without children? I don't want to accept that. But do I just need to? So today is a bit of a low day. Actually, no, let me not declare the whole day. I'm having a low moment. Trying to keep things in perspective, but I want to be a mum, you know. My husband is not interested in adopting or fostering, and so it's almost like, so if this doesn't work, that means I won't be a mum. And there's nothing really I can do to make it happen. Nothing. I can do my little bit, and it is such a tiny, tiny, tiny little bit. You know, losing weight and taking a vitamin. It's nothing. And I'm struggling. I can't lie. I'm struggling to trust God that He's going to do the rest. Because if He says no, He says no. And there's nothing I can do about that. You know, you got all the usual scriptures. If you know, He knows the desires. Yeah, He knows the desires, but it doesn't mean that He's going to give them to me. And then you got, you know, scriptures where it talks about just have faith and you'll receive it. And it's like, I'm struggling. I'm struggling to believe that's even possible. Because surely by now, if that were the case, I would be a mum by now. And then you talk about His timing. But it's like, I don't want to hear the story about Sarah. I don't want to be 99 and pregnant. Please. I'm angry. I just want to be honest. I'm angry. I'm sad. I'm tired of all of this. I don't know what I did wrong. I just don't know. So, it is what it is, I guess. So, you know, I'll continue to do my little updates here because this is like my journal. Like I keep saying, I don't know if I'll ever share any of this with anybody. Maybe I'm the only one who'll ever see these and look back and oh, I really hope that one day I'll look back on this holding our babies and be like, look, remember that? I really hope that happens. You know, when I was in those 2 weeks when I was bleeding, I was reading scriptures. I can't even remember where they were from because I've just wiped them from my memory. About when God spoke over a land and He said that, I can't remember where it's from. They're terrible. Where He spoke of there will be no miscarriage, no one will be barren. And then I'm like, well, God, how come I've had a miscarriage then? You know, I've got so many questions and just no answers right now. And so it's like, how can I have faith when what I'm believing in isn't reflected in my reality? At all. And so I guess right now I'm just hoping that God gives me the strength to see beyond the now and to trust for a better future. You know, just celebrated my mother's 70th birthday. It's a wonderful day, really lovely. It was great to celebrate that with her, and to see her with her grandchildren. And I'm so thankful that my brother has children and they're not waiting on me. But it makes me sad because it's like, will I ever get to see my mum with my children? Will I? I don't know. I don't know anymore. I can't profess, oh, I will see that. And what's the point? I feel like, what's the point? It just means that I'll be sadder when it doesn't happen. Because all I've got to look forward to right now is saying the same prayer. You know, this time last year, I was pregnant and I was excited about my Christmas because I was like, oh, next Christmas, we'll have our baby. And that didn't happen. And now my prayer is back to where it was in 2019. I feel like I've gotten backwards. And I'm praying again, Lord, this time next year. 2 Kings 4:16. This time next year. How many times will I say that? How many times? When will be the last time? So yeah, that's where I'm at. Trying to lose weight and going to the gym and working out. That's the one thing I kept some level of control over, I suppose. Except that it's Christmas and it's the month of eating as much food as you like. Not the best time to be doing it, but it's the most important time for me, I suppose. Because if we're going to go to a new clinic, there's no way that I can do it at this weight at all. I have to lose the weight. And so that's all I can really focus in on right now. And that's all I'll be focusing in on these updates, really. Yeah, I'll probably come back on here. The plan is to come back on here beginning of next year with a reflection on, you know, what to do for the next month, and I'll just do it on a monthly basis. The aim is really to get to lose at least. I started about, where are we now? This is the second week of me kind of focusing in on what I'm eating and stuff like that, and I started at 121 kilos. Which is not great. The highest I've ever seen is 119. I probably have been at 121, to be fair, because I generally don't weigh myself for the first week. I tend to give it a couple of weeks and then weigh myself, because especially if I know that I've really gained weight and I just don't want to see the number. But this time I just didn't care. I just stood on the thing and it was 121. So I've probably been here before. I don't feel like I've gone past how heavy, my heaviest anyway. So I'm not going to weigh myself on a weekly basis. I'm not doing that to my spirit. I don't think I can take that right now. So I'll weigh myself again at the beginning of January, and then on a monthly basis. And the plan for me right now, although they do say that, you know, you make a plan and God laughs, but we'll see. I am planning to get down to 100 kilos. When I'm at 100 kilos is when my husband and I will start contacting our preferred new clinic, because I think at 100 kilos I'll be just at a BMI of 35. I'll be on the nose, and then with a view to getting down to 90 kilos to start treatment. So that means 100 kilos. My plan is to hopefully be at 100 kilos by April. It's going to be tough. That's not a lot of time. It's about 5 months with Christmas and a birthday in between there, and Easter. So, but that's the plan. 100 kilos by the end of April. And then 90 kilos by hopefully June. And then with a view to starting in June. Now, there are a couple of things that I want to look into as part of the treatment, but I'll talk about that, I suppose, when we're close to the time. And I've just had some time to really think and kind of mourn and grieve over this failed cycle. I don't really want to do a knee-jerk sort of thing, so that's the plan. Such is life. So yeah, so I guess I'll be back beginning of January. I expect to be looking slimmer and be a bit happier and have a bit more faith. So until then.